Water safety is important any time of the year. However, in the summer months, we see families engaging in recreational activities around water, whether it be a home pool, the public pool, or in open waters or natural waters in the community. My name is Emmy Sasala. I'm a trauma prevention coordinator with the Pediatric Trauma Injury Prevention Program at Penn State Health Golisano Children's Hospital. Water, while it can be fun and refreshing and a great way to make memories and spend time with families, we do need to respect water and the danger that it can pose, especially with children who might not have experience around water or may not know how to swim. One of the biggest risks, obviously, is drowning. And unlike what families might have maybe seen in a TV show or a movie, drowning is usually silent, and someone who is actively drowning usually really can't alert those around them that they're in trouble. So it's very important that we are aware of ways that we can keep our children safe around water, different things we can do to make sure that we're being as vigilant as possible and making it still a fun and enjoyable experience. Unfortunately, there's not one single thing that can totally prevent drowning, so we recommend layers of protection. Specifically, if you have a home pool, we suggest a 4-sided fence with a locking gate completely around that pool. Anytime a child is around water, an adult should be actively supervising, avoiding distractions, making sure that they're able to really focus on that child. And actually, the best thing is to be engaged with your child and in the water. But certainly that active adult supervision is important, even when lifeguards are present. Our open water or natural water certainly can pose additional risks, just because a pool typically is a little more of a controlled environment in terms of water temperature and things going on around it. But open waters can have things like the water temperature itself can affect swimming ability. The weather can affect things like the currents or the tides. So there can even be things under the water. If visibility isn't great through that water, that could be a risk. So definitely open or natural waters do tend to pose more of a risk to anyone. When the water temperature is cooler, it does just have an effect on our bodies that maybe we're a little slower to respond or don't have the stamina that we would have in more comfortable water temperatures. Especially when we're talking about those open or natural waters, wearing a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket, one that's properly fitted and fully secured, is imperative. Whether you're on the shore or a dock near the water, definitely if you're in a boat, it shouldn't just be in the boat with you. It should be worn and fully secured, and certainly if you plan to be in that open water as well. Saying this and being the example of ensuring that that child does not go near or in water without an adult. That should be a message that's repeated over and over. I also definitely wanted to make mention that even when you're being as safe as possible during those planned swim times, the majority of toddler drownings happen during non-swim times or when the child wasn't expected to be near water. So really having things like barriers around water, teaching those water safety skills to a toddler or young child never going in or near water without an adult being with you is very, very important. Also, I wanted to mention, we do see a higher drowning risk with individuals with autism or intellectual disability. So if someone's a caregiver for someone with those extra support needs, it's absolutely imperative to have those layers of protection for that child. Swimming lessons are a great idea. You can start them fairly young and sometimes even infants or definitely toddlers. Again, sometimes those start with just safety skills around water, but then certainly building on skills for a child or adult. If you haven't learned yet, it's never too late to learn how to swim. It's just a great life safety skill. But even if someone has had swimming lessons and does know how to swim, that doesn't mean you no longer need to supervise or at the very least be with a buddy in the water. So swimming lessons are definitely an important piece in keeping your child safe.